With everyone wearing masks in public to stop the spread of the coronavirus, the focus is on health and not personal safety per se. Unfortunately, there are some people who are taking advantage of this situation. In Georgia, a person reportedly wore a surgical face mask while robbing banks. This got us thinking about ways we can protect ourselves from potential robbers or burglars now that so many people are wearing masks in public. And our body language expert, Blanca Cobb, is going to share with us some advice on how to handle this. So Blanca, are there any particular body language signs we should look for in someone's face that they could potentially commit a crime?
Yes, and as I always say, you want to pay attention to your surroundings and you want to see what doesn't fit, what is unusual, because that's going to tip you off. And you'll also get the sixth sense. But going to your question, Stacy, a lot of times you want to focus on the eyes. Again, in the last hour when I was talking about face masks, you can only see the eyes. What happens a lot of times with a robber is that they get very nervous, they're uncomfortable, so their eyes might reveal something to you. For example, they might get a little shifty-eyed, or they're constantly like looking around, frequently more so than you would anticipate. Or sometimes their eyes can be a little unfocused, as subconsciously they're trying to get themselves together to actually rob.
What about their body language, though?
Well, there going to be some nervous signs also. So not only with the eyes, but some people might play with that zipper up and down, or they might play with their clothes because they're nervous. They're trying to get rid of that excess energy. Some might tie their shoes. They might bend down and tie their shoes, but they're taking a really long time to tie their shoes. And they could look down as they're tying their shoes, but then look around, just like looking up. So again, these are possible signs. I don't want anyone to freak out. Just because you see somebody doing something like this doesn't mean they're a robber. There are more great people out there than people who would take advantage of the situation.
Yes, there are. But there are some people out there that may want to take advantage of this time. So as we talk about maybe what their eyes are doing, their body language, what about something that they may say?
With the 6 feet of social distancing, they're going to have to be clever. They have to find a way to bridge that distance. And if somebody is really nice and they're chatty, that's going to throw you off because you're thinking to yourself, well, this person's really nice and talking, they can't be up to no good. But some things that they might say, let's say they might say, oh, what time is it? Or where's this store? Or I think I'm lost. What about this street? So they're going to ask you those types of questions. And sometimes they'll have a meaningless conversation. Again, it's a way to throw you off because they want to bridge that physical distance to get closer to you. One more thing to pay attention to, if somebody's like whispering, no, normally with 6 feet, people know they're going to have to elevate their voice, right? So if someone's going to whisper and take it down a notch, you have to think why. And again, in all these situations, ask yourself what's different, what's unusual, and why might this be happening? And that'll be a better guide as to your own personal safety.
Thank you, Blanca. I think it's so important that even in this time, we continue to keep our guards up while we're out and about and going about our daily lives. Thank you so much for that. Of course, you can continue this conversation with Blanca. You can just head over to her Facebook page. That's Blanca Cobb, body language expert. We'll be back with more of the Good Morning Show right after this.